Hey there, and welcome to today's video. Have you ever wondered why children and adolescents behave the way they do, even at home and in school? Well, today we are diving into behavioral theories in educational psychology and how they help us understand why kids and teenagers behave the way they do. Alright, whether it's a child trying to learn mathematics or a teenager trying to focus in class, these theories would offer a roadmap to help us understand why teenagers and children behave the way they do. Are you ready? Let's go! First things first, let us understand this basic term, behavioral psychology. In simple terms, behavioral psychology focuses on how people act based on what they've learned. This is how certain things around us can trigger a certain kind of behavior and how these behaviors can change through rewards and consequences. Let's think about it as this. When you see a red light, what do? You stop, right? Good. That is because you have learned that red means stop, and this is how behavioral psychology works with teenagers and kids. Teenagers and kids are always learning based on rewards and consequences of things they experience. Let's dive into these few key theories. Theory 1. Classical conditioning. Classical conditioning is all about relating a natural stimulus with a meaningful response, and over time this neutral stimulus can trigger a response. Let me give you an example. Let us say a child hears the sound of a bell. At the beginning, this child do not understand the reason why this bell was rang or the meaning of the bell that was rang. But over the time, the child learns that whenever the bell rings, it is time to either switch activities or move to the next class. So, even if this child is not thinking about the next class, just hearing the sound of the bell makes the child start getting ready to move. Now, that is what classical conditioning is all about. Theory 2. Operant conditioning. Operant conditioning talks about behaviors and why these behaviors are shaped by the consequences that follows it. Meaning, behaviors are acted or performed due to a consequence that comes with that behavior. For instance, if you reward a child for a good behavior, they are most likely to do it again. Also, if you punish a child for a bad behavior, they are most likely not to repeat it again. Let's take a simple example. As a teacher, if you reward your student for doing an assignment, this child is likely to do the assignment over and again in order for them to keep earning a reward from you as their teacher. Or as a parent, if you do not allow your child to watch TV because he or she forgot to do their chore, that child is more likely to do their chore next time and on time in order not to miss out on watching TV again. And that is what operant conditioning is all about. Behaviors are being shaped by consequences that follows it. Theory 3. Shaping behavior. Now let's talk about the technique called shaping. This is when you reinforce little steps in order for your child to reach a bigger goal. This can be applied in complex behaviors. For instance, as a parent, if you want to teach your child how to tidy up or clean up their room, you might start by giving them a reward just by picking up their toys that are littered around in the living room. You can now raise the bar by rewarding or praising them when they start picking up their clothes or putting their room in order and arranging their beds. Over time, your child or your children would have learned how to clean the whole room. In that way, you have shaped the behavior as a parent. Theory 4. Reinforcement versus punishment. It is important to know the difference between reinforcement and punishment, both of which are used to encourage or discourage behaviors. Let's talk about reinforcement. Reinforcement can either be positive or negative. For example, when a child does their homework, you can choose to give them a treat or praises. Or when your child cleans their room, you can let them skip a chore next time. And on the other hand, punishment is meant to reduce a negative behavior. Let's now talk about punishment. Punishment also has a negative part and a positive part. For the positive punishment, it is when something unpleasant is added, like an extra chore, and the negative punishment is when something pleasant is taken away, like no screen time or reduced screen time. Let us dive into practical tips for parents and teachers. So, what does all of these things mean to you, parents, teachers, or even caregivers? How can you apply these theories to everyday life and to your children? 1. Consistency is key. Whether you are rewarding your child for doing their homework or tidying up their room, or you are punishing a child by taking away screen time, consistently do it. 2. Use praise effectively. Positive reinforcement like praise encourages kids and teenagers to repeat good behaviors. And lastly, think about the consequence. Whether you use positive reinforcement or punishment, always think about what would help your child or your student improve. Was this helpful? Please let me know in the comment section. See you in my next video. Please like, subscribe and share. Bye!